The Calamories were all boggling. Boggling is the name that they go dancing, yeah, where they boggle up and down. Because that's all the Calamories can do. But they've been boggling all day and all night. They were celebrating. They were celebrating the fact that Robin was on his way back down through the funnel, and he was going to go and find the knowledge and bring the knowledge back to educate them. And the music for boggling was part of Caramori music they were playing to, and that's the boggling we get. And they were enjoying the boggling. And Peekaboo had done the statue and showed the statue of Robin when Robin first went to the Blue Planet. That's right, there was a statue of when he first went to the Blue Planet. And he had all his tools now. He had his flying mics. The flying mics would do as I say, they fly about and they listen for sound. They listen for any kind of sound around the world and they'd be flying around the world. He had about 12, 14 flying mics. He had one called Inspector Mike who was in charge, and that's why he was called Inspector Mike, because he was in charge of all the mics, and the mics were all flying about, and they were all looking, see if they can find sound. Also, he had his pods, his little pods that he moved, he called them drones, and people nowadays, they know what drones are. They came from Robin. Robin invented drones at the time, and they were now taking snap pictures and flying about and looking to see if they could find anything. But still, no one could find nothing. Still, it was still all pure water. Nowhere to land, nothing. So he went in his green sack and he decided that it's too dark anyway, so I see nothing but a blue ball. So I need to bring some light in here. So I'm going to put my one sun seed and I'm going to throw it up in the sky. And he threw it up and there was light. We now have sunshine. As we know today, sunshine. And Robin put the sun up in the sky. Then it was too bright. This is too bright. So I'm glad I brought the moon dust because I'm going to put the moon dust so that the sun can travel round the moon and the moon can travel round the sun. And when they turn to each other, we can have darkness and we can have light. And it's better for me to look. It's better for my eyes. And it also cools down this blue planet in case it gets too hot. We don't want it to get too hot and everything fries up and burns up because the sun's too hot. So we can use the moon to cool it down. And that was an invention he had. So when you look at the sky at night time, just remember Robin put that moon up there just so we don't burn each other and fizzle away. Yeah. Then the stars had to go. Now, the stars are peculiar because the stars are maps and the stars tell stories sometimes. And he wanted us to be able to look up and understand and read the stars. And then we would know the stories to put in the book of time. That's right. That's where our intelligence comes from. We look up at the stars, we see what's up there, and we follow the instructions from above. Therefore, we can now understand some of the Book of Time and understand how to put our influence into the Book of Time. So this was all going on. This was all really, really good. And Robin was still going down and checking, and he still couldn't land. And there was still no life on Earth. What was going to happen? Anyway, 10,000 years had went past. 10,000 years may sound like a long time, but in the time of Caramoris, it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the most. But 10,000 years had passed Caramori time, and away they all went. This isn't happening. We're never going to get anything here. This is a waste of space. We're in the wrong place looking. We should be somewhere else. There must be someone else come through the funnel. Let's go back up. Caramori, let's forget this. This isn't happening. And let's relax again. Caramori and listen to Caramori music and bounce. But Robin never gave up. Robin said, no, 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 no. We're going to have to wait. We're going to push this out. We're going to wait, 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 wait. I'm sure there's intelligence here somewhere. I'm sure we're going to get wisdom from here. And I'm sure I'm going to wait until it all happens. Anyway, another 10,000 years went past. Still nothing. By this time, Robin had found how he can go up the funnel and visit Father Wisdom and his brothers and his sisters and his uncle, the Red Santa, and then he can come back down again. And he could do this quite quickly now because he's worked out the best way up and the best way down. And he'd actually made a kind of bouncy kind of staircase that everybody could follow around the back of the funnel to come up and down. So it wasn't as dangerous because Robin was a good inventor. He invented good things, you know. There's lots and lots of things in the world that he invented. He invented wishing wells. If you throw a coin down a wishing well, you get a wish. You're actually getting a wish from the Caramories. But you think it's from the wishing well. It's not. The Caramories are up there watching, still looking after us, still teaching us, still looking for education. That's right. So we got that. That's one of Robin's inventions. And Robin didn't boast about his inventions because he invented knowledge. And he wanted to get knowledge back from knowledge. So he had to invent knowledge in the first place so we could create more knowledge. That's right. So this is what we're doing now. We're creating knowledge. Now, I've got a TikTok page which is to do with the story, and it's all about Garamori and a TikTok page, and it's called The Book of Time. That's right. I'm going to put a link up here when I finish. That page is for you to come in with your knowledge, with your help, for you to help me with the story, make the story go further and further and further. So let's look at what there was at the beginning of time, and let's look at life at the beginning of time. Now, what you've got to remember is it's imagination time now. It's time to get your imagination in first gear and start looking. Well, over 30,000 years had went past, and still no sign of life. Then suddenly the alarm bells went. Ding, 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 ding. We have spotted something brown. Ding, 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 ding. It is on the ground. Ding, 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 ding. We have to go and look. Ding, 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 ding. Robin, come and see. And that's what Robin done. He heard that. And he went down up with his alarm to tell them there's something there. And he jumped in his one-man sleigh. He had his big green sack, and he had all his listening devices, and all his looking devices, and all his recording devices with him. And so he had 5 or 6 devices, and these devices is to catch knowledge. That's what they're there for, to tell us knowledge, so he could put the knowledge in the sack to give to Father Wisdom when the sack was full. And he gets there, he gets to Earth, and he sees these little round moles. They're the size of what we would call now a molehill, a molehill. And there was only 1 or 2 of them at the beginning. And Robin spots them. Whoa, this is new. I wonder if I can stand on it. Oh, there's another one there, another one there. What had happened is the world was getting evaporated. The water that was on the surface was being dried up by the sun. And underneath that water, there was what we call now rocks and cliffs and things. And it was starting to dry down little. And Robin noticed 2 little creatures. They had no legs, no arms, and they were swiveling on the surface. He quickly jumped in, went over, and tried to hear anything. There was nothing. He checked for brains. There was none. He checked for knowledge. There was no knowledge. So he travelled round the world. But it was only these 2 creatures. And they had just started slithering. They had no legs, no arms, but they were slithering. And they had a scared look on their faces. They had faces, but you couldn't see them unless you really. There was something wrong. These were scared and these were moving, but they were not surviving. But there was only 2. But it was the beginning of life. We have to look at life now and what happens next. So follow me on the next journey when we now look at what happened to the next set of life that took over the first set of life that didn't have any legs in it. That's right. We're going to look at legs next. That's right. And how they made it. How they made it the first brains to come on the world.